Let's have a conversation.
What's up? Good morning, everybody. The math ain't mathin in the Big Brother house. I don't know if you saw Mimi's rant last night. She cracks me up. The first few days in the house, I didn't even realize that she was there. I didn't see too many of her conversations. She wasn't even hardly in the episodes. And that's because she's somebody who, true to form, true to what her profession is, creating policies. She's somebody who collects and gathers data. So I think that that's what she was doing the first few days in the house while everybody was forming 15 different alliances. She was like, all right, let me see people's tendencies. Let me pay attention to the groups that are forming. Let me see the best strategy, the way that I can fit myself into the game. And then I'll decide from there where I'm going to go. So now she's just incredibly frustrated. She's like, "Why are people crying already? Why is this not going on? This is just what people are doing is just erratic and just doesn't make any sense to me." But that's the house you're in. That's the group you got. She's probably the one with the most common sense. And I say that including Mama Fee, Mama Sari. You know what I mean? She's not as old as them, but I feel like when it comes to this game, she's the one that has the most common sense. If you listen to what she's saying in those rants, as funny as they are, as funny as the rants are, oof, what she's saying makes perfect sense. Like the latest thing that she was saying, Izzy is going around campaigning to take Hysam's power away of his HOH and not complete his wishes. His wishes are, he's making those wishes well known, which is to get Riley out of the house. And the thing with this group that they're doing that I think is just wild. I always say that Big Brother is like a game of chess. So you're not going to sit there while you're playing chess and be like, all right, my next five moves are this. I'm going to put this pawn here, and then I'm going to move this knight over here. Then I'm going to move the queen here. I'm going to move this here and this here. And then I'm going to have you in checkmate. By telling them that, they're not going to move their pieces the same. And you're not going to have them in checkmate. And that's what High Sam is doing. So people are talking about he's playing the game straight up and honest, and he keeps saying, I'm playing this straight up honest game. I'm not lying. I'm not deceiving anybody. But that's not how you win the game. That's how you make enemies and alert your opposition to what you know so that they can do something different. For instance, somebody like Jag. I was watching Jag and Blue sitting in the room with Hi Sam. And I know I didn't see the whole conversation, but I know that I saw at least like probably 45 minutes to an hour of that conversation. And Jag said almost nothing. And Hi Sam was telling him everything. It's like, I know your eight that you had, and I know about the handful. This is my group. This is like the people that I'm working with and I feel comfortable with. If you move this way, then this is gonna happen. And then like when he was talking to Matt, it's like, Matt, I want Riley out. I have the votes to get Riley out. And if you decide to use the power of veto on her to take her off, you're gonna be targeted next. Like his straight up and honest game is too revealing, too straightforward. And then, Riley was like that too, where people were like, where Mama Fee was like, who exactly are you aligned with? And she's just like, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Come on, man. I feel like you don't even have to know Big Brother that well to know that just don't be telling people so much. Don't be telling people so much. So early yesterday, it was a foregone conclusion. Like, we got to get Riley out. We got to get Riley out. We got to get Riley out. And then I guess Isom rubbed a bunch of people the wrong way. And in addition to that, I guess the Sari side was out, specifically Sari. I call it the Sari side. There's no longer a split house because the other half is not a strong united half anymore. The half that Riley was on that made the house half in the first place are all trying to protect and save themselves, so they're not strongly united. So basically, the Sari side, Sari was talking to Riley, and I think that the reason why she's willing to work with Riley right now is because she feels that Riley is very impressionable and that she's not really strong willed and that she can kind of mold her and make her do whatever she wants her to do. The thing is, I think that this is the first time that I can think of Sari making a clear mistake because in my opinion, the thing with Riley is that no, I'm not calling her the next Janelle or anything like that, but I think that the scary thing is if she wins another HOH comp, which she can, she's more likely to win one than Sari or Felicia. Like if she happens to win another HOH comp, you don't know if she's gonna do what you expect her to do. I mean, yes, it would seem that she wants Heisam out of there, and it would make sense for her to try to get Heisam out of there. But the thing is, she is still aligned with Jag and Blue, even though they're willing to go rogue and drop her for the sake of their games. That's just because of who's in power right now. Everything with these people shifts depending on who is in power. That's what I've noticed. They're not a group that is very strong in terms of sticking to their convictions and sticking to their alliances. They do whatever is best for them in the moment. So Riley could totally change her mind if she's to win. So I think that their best bet is getting her out. I still think their best bet is getting her out because Cameron doesn't have a leg to stand on with anybody. Nobody's listening to him. He's not as convincing as she is. Nobody cares when he cries. Like he's just somebody who you can get out when you need to get him out. It's not like a sense of urgency to get him out. Whereas you put somebody like Riley on the block, it makes sense to take your shot and get her out while you can, especially if you're on the Sari side. So I don't know why Sari and then now Izzy is gunning so hard to get Riley off the block. I think the thing with the game of Big Brother is one of the most important things is emotional intelligence and the ability to read the room. And clearly, not everybody is good at reading the room. Some people are just good at. Some people feel they get into these conversations and they're like, I'm just going to ask direct questions. And then the answers that they gave me is law. First of all, Riley is on the block right now. So she knows her life in the game is in other people's hands. Good morning, David. She knows that her life is in the game is in other people's hands. So she has to say whatever she has to say to keep herself safe, obviously. But nobody's thinking like that. They're thinking, oh, she's promising her allegiance. She said that next week she's going to keep me safe if she goes in and she wins. She said that she'll put these people on the block, like, but you're going to say anything. You're going to say anything because your goal, it's Tuesday right now. Your goal is like, I want to make it past Thursday. So if I got to lie to do so, I'm going to lie. You have to think about the totality of the situation, not just, oh, it's afternoon for you. Where are you located, anyways? In England? I forgot. You got to think about the totality of the moment and not just what the person is saying when they're close to being out the door. Oh, Ireland. That's what's up. I actually have a coworker from Ireland, originally from Ireland. They live here now. I actually applied for a show that was going to be filming in Ireland, but I didn't get on. It was Don't Forget the Lyrics. It was filmed in Ireland, I think March of this year. They did call me, and I did like a application. I did a application over an interview. That's what I was trying to say. I did an interview over the phone, but they didn't select me. But anyways, desperation. When people are on the block and desperate, they will say anything. I still think that Riley is the one that they should have. Oh, you know the show? I still think that Riley is the person that they should select, but it seems from everything that I've been looking at on Twitter that Riley seems to have successfully convinced enough people to change their votes, which is to the benefit of the other side. So if you think about it, we got Riley, obviously we got Matt. We have Corey, who's a floater that can always go either way. We got Jag and Blue, who are saying that they're gonna vote with Heisam, but they're not really with Heisam, I don't think. I think that they're really just like he's the one who's in power right now, and he stands to win a lot of competitions. So we just want to be on his good side until we have a chance to take a shot at him, which I think is almost everybody's feeling. I don't think that Heisam has a strong ally anymore because Sari and also Felicia are kind of saying the same thing. Like, we got to work with him until we can take a shot at him. And it sounds like everybody wants to backdoor him next week, and seems like that's the plan. So, as of Tuesday, things change rapidly, especially in this house. But as of Tuesday, it sounds like they have managed to at least create a path for Riley to stay and for Cameron to go home. Like I said, I don't think that's the best move for the Cerise side, but hey, man, this house is going to be a real interesting house. So, a few things that happened that I'm going to get to before I get off here, which is going to be pretty soon. Matt and Matt and Riley were talking most of the night. They went to bed about, I want to say about 6 o'clock Eastern, which is about 3 o'clock their time. They spent a lot of time together. Um, Riley was talking to Izzy. They had some kind of a heart to heart. Izzy, Izzy comes into the game with a lot of baggage. Don't get me wrong, I like Izzy in the game because Izzy is erratic and that's very entertaining. But it's clear with how angry she gets about certain things that they are things that trigger her from her life outside of the game. And it's It's somewhat normal. It's somewhat normal for that, but I think she's a little bit too hopped up sometimes. Too hopped up, and the energy she gives out does not necessarily always match the situation that's going on. What else? Sari was on board with this thing to flip the votes, like I was saying before. Jared is doing his usual. He was talking to everybody, campaigning. America is behind the scenes. Jag and Blue are very interesting. Jag and Blue are very interesting because they started this 3. Well, they didn't start it. Riley started the 3 with herself and those 2. And they were like, yeah, we want to go to the end. We'll have our main alliance, and then we're gonna have sub alliances, bigger alliances. We're just gonna have layers of alliances, but we are centered around having our big 3. Blue and Jag have been having a lot of talks alone, yesterday in particular. So it's like I think that they have a main plan, like they would like to work with Riley if that's allowed. Basically, if the house allows for it, because if the house flips on her, I think they have a plan B, and they've shown that they are willing to jump ship. Jag was one of Turner's picks to win, and I think Jag was also one of Hannah's picks, if I'm not mistaken. Jag is potentially very dangerous because he uses his social game. That's what Hannah was pointing out to me. Like he uses his social game um when he's talking to different people. He tells them about his life, he tells them about his religion, how he's been stereotyped against. He listens to people. Social game is A1. When it comes to game strategy, he doesn't really reveal too much about what he's doing. Like I said, he sat in that room with Hisam for a very long time. Hisam was talking, and Jag was just sitting there. He was occasionally responding, but even his responses, he wasn't saying like, okay, this is definitely what I'm going to do. Or I'm definitely confirming that I have this alliance with these people in it. Or, like you don't really know what Jag is going to do. You don't know what Jag is doing. And so I think that he's going to be able to coast to at least middle of the pack without even making any huge moves. And then it might be something where he gets down to like 9, 8 house guests, and then he wins some pivotal competition and then takes out one of the key pieces. Because right now he's just observing. He's just observing everything that's going on. And I think that that's a smart play, especially when you're in an erratic group where everybody wants to make so many different moves early. So that's just my temperature on everything that's going on so far. As things develop, I will definitely hop back on, give some more updates, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in, for your support, and Mindful Reality signing off.
So you literally were one of my very first followers, and then when you followed me and I followed back, I was like, this dude is cool. Like,
if they say talk to your manager, you just say, you know what, talk to the hand. You don't need to be on my podcast. But yeah, dude. Yeah, you do a great job.
Thank you. I always get a kick out of talking with you on Patreon. You have a really good, view on everything.
that wasn't planned.
You know what?
Thank
But
you.
I like this Canadian. I
Well,
like this one.
well, thank you.